Everyone thinks museums are dying because fewer people visit. They're missing the real story. The Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York operates on roughly $300 million annually. But here's what most visitors don't realize. Ticket sales cover maybe 20 to 30% of that. The rest comes from three sources working in tension, and when one fails, the whole system destabilizes. Understanding how museums fund themselves reveals why some thrive while others close their doors forever. Exhibit 1: Admission Revenue. Most major museums charge between $15 and $28 per adult ticket. That sounds substantial until you do the math. The Met sees roughly 6 million visitors annually, but many are members who pay once and visit repeatedly for free or schoolchildren on reduced rates. The actual cash from gate admissions, closer to 15 to 25% of operating costs. It's a floor, not a ceiling. Exhibit 2: Endowments. These are massive investment funds built over decades. A museum receives a donation, say, $50 million from a wealthy collector, and invests it. They spend roughly 4 to 5% annually, leaving the principal to grow. The Getty in Los Angeles has an endowment exceeding $2 billion. That generates $80 to $100 million yearly, no ticket required. But endowments aren't stable. Market downturns shrink them. 2008 proved catastrophic for institutions without diversified funding. Exhibit 3: Government Grants and Public Funding. Many nations treat museums as public goods, essential cultural infrastructure. Germany, France, and the UK allocate direct tax revenue to major institutions. The Louvre receives substantial government support annually. In the US, the National Endowment for the Arts distributes federal funds to smaller museums. But here's the vulnerability: political budgets shift. A recession means cuts. An administration change can reprioritize spending overnight. The real risk emerges when you map these three sources against economic cycles. Endowments tank in recessions. Government budgets tighten. Visitors drop because discretionary spending collapses. Museums that relied too heavily on any single source faced crisis points, 2008, 2020, and regional downturns have shuttered institutions with weak diversification. Those that survived, they'd already built redundancy into their funding structure. Smaller regional museums face a harder calculus. They lack the endowment base of the Met or Getty. Government support is thinner. Admission revenue alone can't sustain operations. Many have turned to grants, corporate sponsorships, and community fundraising, adding complexity and vulnerability. One sponsor withdraws, one grant cycle fails, one recession hits, and the institution faces closure. The system works only when all three streams flow simultaneously, so the original claim holds. Museums aren't funded primarily by the people who walk through their doors. They're sustained by investment returns, government policy, and historical wealth transfers. Visitors generate prestige and some revenue, but the underlying economics are structural, not transactional. Understanding this explains why museum closures often feel sudden, but were, in hindsight, entirely predictable. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research. Subscribe for deep dives into the hidden economics behind institutions you thought you understood. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research.